Hi everybody, it's Thursday and it is noon and it's in the kitchen with Susan. Hi, I'm Susan Wesley, the Ultra Marathon Grandma, and I started this group because I feel like it's really important that we feed our bodies what is going to fuel our lives. So mostly plants. I just finished eating a salad. I feel like I have green stuff in my teeth. It was left over from last night. I couldn't eat anymore before I went to walk, so I put a lid on it and it stayed pretty good. It wasn't slimy at all. Just shows that when you start with fresh ingredients. And back on the salad, we've been making, having salad in a jar parties and doing them a little differently. So we used to always put the dressing in the bottom and then build the salad and then cram as much lettuce and top as possible and use quart jars, and I would eat the whole thing. But we've been just using the salad ingredients, no lettuce, no dressing, and it works out great because Bill's home for dinner most every night, and I can make a big salad with the greens I have in the refrigerator. Hey, Pamela. And then just dump one of those jars on top of the amount of lettuce the two of us are going to eat, and we have a complete salad with everything already chopped up and ready to go. So we do that once a month after yoga on Sundays here in Cincinnati. So if anybody wants to join us for yoga, which is a community yoga class where we collect a $10 donation and it goes to a local charity. And then after we're done with that, that's 10:30 to 11:30. And then at 11:30, quarter to 12, we all grab a beer and go make salads. And you go home with 5 jars of all kinds of ingredients that if you had to buy them all and chop them all up yourself, it would take quite some time. But everybody brings a couple ingredients, and I've been taking craisins and cucumbers, and then I roasted sweet potatoes this last time. And it is fun, Pamela. It's a lot of fun. So today I thought we would make some white chicken chili. And the chicken is jackfruit. I don't know if you've ever cooked with jackfruit, but it comes in a can. And if you look up jackfruit, it's this big thing that's about this big, and it's spiky, but not pointy spiky. So I've never had it fresh. I can't imagine buying that big thing and being able to eat it all. But, you know, Trader Joe's, here we go again, has conveniently canned it for me. And the only thing in here is jackfruit, water, salt, and citric acid. The citric acid keeps its color. So I'm going to drain it and show you what it looks like straight out of the can. It kind of resembles a can of salmon, but no bones, obviously. So there's what it looks like in the can. And I always rinse it just because that's what I do. I don't know that it helps get any of the salt off. The sodium is 35 milligrams, so it doesn't really matter. So I just rinse it off. And then I put it on my cutting board and shred it up. So there it is. Let me lower you down so you can see what I'm doing. And then I just kind of cut it up, shred it up. It almost shreds like cooked chicken would. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to get the onion sizzling in the crock pot. You really don't need a crock pot for this recipe, but I just use my rice cooker, as you all know, for just about everything. So I am using it. I turned it on, but it's not doing anything. Let's keep going. Let's try again. I was hoping to get it heated up so that it would sizzle faster. Oh, there it goes. All right, so I chopped up an onion. That's going in there. And it called for 4 cloves of garlic. But my garlic cloves were really big, so I minced those up ahead of time. And that's really the only chopping you have to do. I did a piece of a jalapeno I had left, and then half of a poblano pepper. So we're just gonna let that start sizzling in there while we chop up the jackfruit. I have a couple other things I wanted to share with you. This week I made roasting vegetables, has like become my favorite way to cook vegetables. No oil necessary. You can put whatever seasoning you want on them. So I chopped up I had those tiny little new Yukon Gold potatoes. I think they're referred to as petite potatoes. I had those in the closet and they needed to get used. So I cut those up, quartered them. Some of them I had to only half. And then half a pepper and half an onion that I had left from something else I made this week. And 2 zucchini and 2 Roma tomatoes I had left over from when I made taco dip on the weekend. And I put all that in the oven with a little sprinkle of garlic powder. Can I use that garlic replacement seasoning since I'm allergic to garlic? You sure can, Pamela. And what I do is I usually start with a half a teaspoon, and then if I feel like it needs more garlic, I put more garlic in. I don't know what the proper, I guess it's like garlic powder, so I think 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder is equal to a clove. And it should be pretty much the same. So I just use the garlic substitute. That's what I did when I made the taco dip last week, because I was taking it to my friend Patty's. Anyway, where was I? Oh, I was talking about that dish I made. So I sprinkled some garlic powder and some dried basil on the vegetables and cooked them for like 20 minutes. And then when that was done, I found this new product. Hearts of Palm pasta. And it's in a pouch. It's heart of palm, so you don't even have to cook it. You can. The directions are heat for approximately 5 minutes and serve with your favorite sauce. So I just dumped it out on my cutting board, chopped it up a little bit, and sprinkled it over top of the vegetables. And then I put a little tiny bit of vegan mozzarella cheese on and heated it through. Another 5 or so minutes in the oven. OMG, we ate it all. That whole cookie sheet full of vegetables with just that little bit of pasta. So a friend of mine told me about the heart of palm pasta. You can get it in lasagna sheets as well. And they have it at Kroger, but this I found at, you guessed it, Trader Joe's. So I bought 2 boxes of it this time, because I had it on the shelf for a while and hadn't used it. And I just thought, Same thing with this chili. I may be putting some in the chili when the chili's done, or we may just eat the chili over rice. Haven't decided yet. We'll decide that when it gets closer to dinner time. So here I am. I got all the jackfruit chopped up. I'll put the camera back down so you can see what it looks like. You notice I'm staying away from the stew pot. I don't want my phone in there. So there it is, all chopped up. Kind of looks like shredded chicken, don't you think? It has absolutely no taste. Absolutely none. All right, the onions are getting translucent. I'm gonna put in the jalapeno peppers, which is my addition to the recipe. The poblano, it may be a little warmer than we think it needs to be, but that's all right. Spice is good. And cumin and oregano, that's going in there. I always like to put my spices in before I put the liquid in, let them get warmed up and aromatic, and They smell so good. So we got all that in there. Let me go back and see if I can find the recipe. There it is. I'm just gonna let that cook for a little bit. And then I wanted to share another product with you that I get at Trader Joe's, and I just keep it on the shelf. A Dozen Cousins Mexican Cowboy Pinto Beans. They are so good. I just warm them up, and it's 2 servings in here. And look, you can actually see what you're buying. It's crushed tomatoes, pinto beans, water, onion, garlic, avocado oil, dried green chili peppers, salt, cilantro, and jalapeno powder. And I just warm them up and put them on rice and have beans and rice. They're really, really good. I bought them just to try, and now I buy them all the time and just keep them on the shelf. So the container is PVA free. They do have avocado oil, but there's only 2 grams of oil in them. They're non-GMO, 6 grams of plant protein, and 10 grams of fiber. And they, even just eating half the pouch, which the pouch is 10 ounces, keeps you full. It's a great lunch, along with some brown rice. Yum. And I always have brown rice in the refrigerator. And what I do with my rice is I cook it in here. It's a rice cooker. I do 2 cups of rice, a half a cup of quinoa, 3 cups of water, and a cup of coconut milk. The coconut milk that comes in the box. So, back to the recipe. We're sauteing all this stuff. We got the spices in there. And then I'm just going to add the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going to put the jackfruit in. Put that in there. And then it's not really going to be white chili because I didn't realize I didn't have any can of garbanzo beans. I didn't have any cannellini beans, which cannellini beans are just white kidney beans. So we're using red kidney beans. So maybe it'll be pink chili instead of white chili. So in go the kidney beans. And we have a can of green chilies. And these are fire roasted. I've never seen fire roasted before. I had to go to Trader Joe's and get the jackfruit. I thought I had some downstairs, and obviously I used it for something and forgot. I had to run to Trader Joe's last night. And they had these green chilies, which I was excited about. One less trip to Kroger. All right. And then 2 tablespoons of lime juice and some cilantro, which I haven't chopped up yet. It's downstairs. So we'll add that in a little bit. Oh, we're back. My internet crapped out. So hopefully you all stayed with me while it reconnected. And then 4 cups of vegetable broth. So I will run downstairs and get the cilantro and chop that up and add it to the pot. And then this only has to cook 30 minutes. So everything heats up. There we go. I got some guys here getting the house ready to paint, and I'm sure they wonder what the heck I'm doing here. It's all right. All right. We'll just let that simmer, come to a simmer, and cook for about 30 minutes, and it'll be all ready to eat. And like I said, the kidney beans ruin the white, but it's all right. I'm not going to add any salt and pepper just yet. I'm going to let it do its thing, and then we'll add it. And you can add avocado, which I never knew you could add avocado to soup or eat avocado warm until I started making this quinoa avocado corn soup. And it doesn't get mushy. You just cut it up like you would if you're going to put it on your salad and throw it in there. So I will probably do that right before we eat it. Oh, where'd I go? My internet was crazy. It just cut me off, but at least it came back. Sometimes it cuts off and then that's the end of the dang video. I'm happy to answer any questions at all about cooking. I'm happy to modify your traditional crockpot meals so they're just plant-based if that's something that interests you. And I think next week we'll make the buffalo chickpea chili, which is really good. And I'm thinking these two guys that are here dancing around, walking in and out of my screened-in porch are gonna get some chili later today, or maybe tomorrow. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. Can I list those other products? I sure will. I'll take pictures, I'll post them below the video, and you can go searching at Trader Joe's for them. Sometimes Trader Joe's doesn't have everything I'm looking for. It's like going to Sam's. They stopped carrying things, but I just bought these last night, so the one in Cincinnati has them. But thanks for hanging out with me, Pamela, and I will see you all again next week. Bye. Have a great, fun weekend. I'm doing a race this weekend. Later.